Guys, breaking trailer news. Hot off the presses, steaming hot.
Man of Steel official trailer number 3.
It's just like it came out of the kiln or the
yeah, and
smelt
when he's ain't kidding, it is hot. It's an awesome trailer. I'm really a big fan. I don't know how you guys feel. But let's jump right into it.
I mean, really don't blink because it just starts.
Yeah.
There
we open on Krypton.
Like, whoa.
We open on Krypton.
Things aren't going so well.
There's good look at Russell Crowe as Jor-El, and like Krypton has seen better days, but we all knew this was coming. It's cool. There's like weird creatures.
We get to see some of the actual flora and fauna.
It looks like if the John Carter Krypton or John Carter Mars wasn't super lame. And also, this also gives us a good look at kind of the tech look that they're going for with this. They kind of have this cool like biomechanical kind of thing.
Like you can go back here. You can actually see it. It's almost like this liquid metal kind of cradling him. It's like moving around him.
Oh, you shit? That's just not a cloth?
I think that's just a cloth, Jimmy.
Well, maybe I'm reading it.
The liquid metal chair is more Wolverine.
But here, this gives that kind of biomechanical, organic look to the Krypton aesthetic, which is really cool.
That looks very Half-Life-y.
Very quickly, that was Russell Crowe, and it was Ayelet Zurer as Superman's mother.
From Munich and Angels and Demons.
I have to say, one of my favorite lines in this trailer is when she says they'll kill him, and he says how.
I love that.
It's awesome.
Thank you for bringing that up, because that approaches everybody's big problem with this character, which is how do you approach a character who's practically invincible in every conceivable way?
Yeah.
And I think that they're doing it the right way. It's not that he has regular foes; it's that he's a god.
Yeah, we were discussing this. I was actually kind of giving you a hard time about Superman this morning in the office, and I think that this kind of I'm leaning toward your argument now. This idea of Superman as just a kind heart who's supposed to lead people to do good. And I think that
like a Christ figure.
Yeah, and I think that this trailer is really playing into this. We're kind of going. We've seen all of this tons of times already. This was in trailer 2.
So here we go. Now
this is new.
Like,
the ship he landed in.
Assumedly, people are kind of going like, or he's finally seeing it for the first time.
So there's Kevin Costner again as Mr. Kent.
Yeah,
Jonathan Kent.
Yeah, it's pretty emotional here.
God, when he breaks up a little right here.
Just good
I
stuff,
love Kevin Costner. I'm
a big fan as well. Now, this trailer gives us the first glimpse into Superman Clark Kent's relationship with Lois Lane, which is new, kind of a new thing that they're doing with it. This whole sequence kind of shows that she's a reporter. We know that. Kind of chasing him around the globe before he is Superman.
So Fortress of Solitude, presumably, first look at all this and his construction and discovery of that and sort of finding his purpose.
Right. And it's really bringing into shape everything we've seen so far of this movie. Of this kind of like, and that
there's Lois kind of finding it for the first time.
And that's more of this kind of biomechanical tech. This looks a lot like the hallways in Prometheus and Alien by turn, but this kind of organic, the Kryptonian kind of way of building things.
And really, as a trailer, I think it's really fascinating how they basically switch from narration to narration to narration.
Awesome.
Yeah. Now, they build it up so well, and this turns into such a... the trailer itself feels almost mythical.
Well, yeah, because the way they give you this epicness right at the get-go, where you're just like, oh my gosh, I need to kind of take a breath, and then they give you a little bit of the story, and it just builds to this.
And really, I think it's very inclined with Dark Knight Rises, which trailer 3 for that also had this slow piano music, and then you see the bridges falling down. So I think that kind of mythology or way of doing.
But again, going back to like the Christ figure analogy, I think that this film is handling Superman so much better than any other Superman film.
Assumedly,
and I've never honestly been a huge fan of Superman.
Yeah, me neither.
See, that's
because I've never like it's just kind of ridiculous to me that this guy can do everything except like there's a rock that cripples him.
Yeah,
it's kind of.
My thing has always been Batman and Superman are really great yins and yangs because Batman has always been there to scare bad people from doing bad things. And Superman's always been there to inspire good people into being good people.
And Jarrell has a line in here where he says they'll chase to catch up with
exactly,
you.
Exactly. They'll follow you into the light.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as Christ-like as they come. And I feel like,
by the way, everything from after this flying shot
just badass.
is just
totally
badass.
Is this
all new?
Is this a squid monster?
It looks like it looks like something
idea.
consuming some sort of planet or.
And what I really love is that when I feel like when Superman fails cinematically in the past with 3, 4, and Returns is when they try to make him Batman. When they try to not necessarily Batman, but when they try to just give him a physical antagonist, and then obviously General Zod's going to be a physical antagonist. But when they treat him like a deity to people, I think that's where he shines.
And
that's
it's really recontextualizing a lot of the problems I had with the previous trailers.
Yeah.
Which is, I thought it seemed like they were trying to make it like gritty.
Yeah.
When in reality, it seems now, the way what they're showing us now, they're just kind of trying to make it seem majestic in a way.
I completely am with you. I was a little cynical towards the first trailer too, with it being like a Levi's commercial.
I
Because they
would
only
say
showed
though that does kind of scare me a little bit, because I remember, if you remember in Superman Returns, there is kind of this majesticness of him just kind of floating above the earth and staring, looking down at everything, and he doesn't really do much.
Yeah, I agree.
think that it can, if it teeters too much towards the majestic, it can be very, very bad. But this film looks like it's a very good balance.
Yeah.
Of that majesty and the action.
Superman Returns borders on like ethereal. It becomes so kind of like, and I actually like that film. The first 30 minutes are almost interminable, but now this is just awesome. Like,
I have one little thing to say. I don't really like it in trailers where they jump cut that way to the beat. I mean, it just looks kind of goofy. But that being said,
I love it.
I'm just like devil's advocate.
Yeah.
The little things. This trailer is phenomenal either way.
Michael Shannon is Zod. Really good look.
Amazing. Now, is this Hans Zimmer's new theme? In question, because I don't recognize it.
I think it's Hans Zimmer.
Really?
It sounds like Hans Zimmer. There sure is a lot of timpani.
The tempo building up to it is so
He
interesting.
writes very driving pieces.
Yeah.
Now, Michael Shannon, if you had any concerns that he might not play an unhinged character, put those to rest. He clearly is.
Oh man,
There's probably some missile coming to hit him. That tracking, like the shot of looking through like the eye of the missile's lens or something like that.
Oh, that's so gorgeous.
And you have like some Avengers-esque stuff going on. I mean, there's
there's
so
a
much
lot
stuff going on.
It looks like they're setting it up Independence Day, obviously.
Yeah. It seems like the first half of this trailer to me is so reminiscent of Jeff Loeb's For All Seasons, which is really about Superman or Clark Kent coming to terms with his identity and coming to terms with the idea that he is going to be this deity for people. And the second part is very much All-Star to me. It's very much epic and grandiose and beautiful and Americana and awesome.
This to me looks like those tentacles that we saw earlier, like inside of it.
Yeah.
There's like some kind of core or something like that that's being contained.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like almost like a magnetic field or something like that.
Jimmy, I'm gonna go ahead and agree.
I really love. The biggest problem I have with any kind of superhero movie, action movie, etc., is speed and the feeling and sense of speed. And if the characters do not move at the right rate, it totally takes away the illusion to me. And already I think they're handling it so much better. Like with him on the street, and he's like zigzagging back and forth.
Yeah,
it really feels. Really great.
I love this shadow
shot's
shot.
really cool.
Yeah. You're right, and it's ridiculous. Like his speeds are ridiculous.
Right, and so he should have that kind of like almost ungodly. Like it looks fake when you think about it, but then when you like actually think about it for the second time, you're like, it makes
in reality,
sense.
It would look fake.
Yeah. This is great. I actually do like this little button. It's nice.
There's Richard Schiff. I just want to point
out.
Love
Richard
Schiff.
Schiff.
And he'd almost be breaking sonic booms all the time.
Yeah.
I found that a little gaggy for like what the trailer builds up to,
but you gotta also think like, okay, so it's Christopher Nolan. He has a little bit of a tongue in cheek.
He has to prove he can make a joke land.
Do you think they won't call him Superman? I mean, the title's not Superman; it's the title's Man of Steel.
I think that's why they did that joke, is to say, don't call him Superman, call him Man of Steel.
I just need to put the internet at rest. Christopher Nolan acted as a story consultant. We know that he didn't direct it.
Yes, we know.
Zack Snyder directed it. We know.
And that, to me, has been the biggest like thing pulling me down from getting so high over the mark of
There hasn't been one slow-mo shot.
There hasn't. I really don't like Zack Snyder, but I like everything about this trailer.
I think he
this
may
might
be
be
restrained. This might be the one.
know,
This
I
might
know.
be the one we're hoping
Maybe
for.
he needed a sucker punch
this is
for
just
people
amazing.
Yeah,
to.
this is the shot you were talking about.
I mean, these shots, the speed, the
He literally
sense of
just-
speed is just so.
I don't know if that's Zod. I really can't tell frame by frame.
I feel like if that was a human, they would
they'd
just
be dead.
be obliterated.
He'd be carrying them on his arm right now.
I mean, he like atomized.
He'd be like Red
they
Mist.
just pinballs them out. It's awesome.
Hey, you can see the sonic boom if you go back. There is
Yeah.
a sonic boom like on the guy flying
Yeah.
forward.
So,
amazing.
man, oh man, I'm almost out of breath.
Yeah.
I was really skeptical. I will own up. The first trailer review that I did of this was not
We
favorable.
both received some flack for that,
Whoa,
I think.
but this is awesome. I'm super excited about this movie now.
Being
Yeah.
shot in IMAX 3D.
And it's on anamorphic 35 millimeter.
Well,
I know he went
So-
all
I'm
out.
just saying, I'm just
no,
saying.
he did. He went all out. He
Yep.
created special rigs to shoot in 3D film.
Yeah.
well, pros and cons to this trailer. Pros for me, the build-up, the aesthetic has finally been contextualized in a way that I seem to understand what they're doing, and I'm very excited about it. For me, the cons, not really any. I mean, I still have reservations about Zack Snyder,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to write off the movie because of that. I think that he's a visual director, and I think that if you put a good script in his hands, he'll do something with it. So that's for me. What about you guys?
I think the proof is definitely in the pudding with that statement that there seems to be a really, really, really strong team behind this film. And I think if anything that I've learned with these kinds of movies is that when you have the wrong director, even if you have the 99% other pieces in place, you're still going to have a great movie. So I'm not concerned about Zack Snyder at all at this point.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen so far, everyone who's working on it, it is A+ all around for me. So I could not be more excited.
I'm with you guys on that because for me, inherently, the problem with Zack Snyder has always been like tone. It's never been about execution to me. It's never been about his craft.
No, because he's technically perfect.
He's
Yeah.
amazing, and his craft is impeccable. But for me, Watchmen, it was kind of, I don't know how to say it kindly, but it was not the book. It was like the tone was completely off.
I felt like a photocopy, weak photocopy of the book.
Yeah, and I don't think he understood really what the book was about, to be honest. And I know he kind of claims that Sucker Punch was this feminist thing. I think it was a very misogynistic film. Whatever, all that crap aside, that kind of stuff can be reined in with a screenwriter and with a producer who's telling you, no, this movie's about this. And we have that with Chris Nolan here, and we have that with the screenwriters here. Judging from the writing just in this trailer alone, they completely get
And also,
Superman.
It's possible, and like I'm not speaking for Zack Snyder, but it's possible that he was a little humbled by the reaction to Sucker
I
Punch, and
completely
he
agree.
reins it back
Yeah,
a little bit.
that
You know,
happens
this
with
is a
filmmakers.
different story, and he knows that. I mean, like, he's certainly not a stupid man.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he knows this is a different story, and it needs to be handled differently. Let us know what you think, though. Man of Steel Trailer 3. Obviously, we're super excited about it. We think it's great.
That's what
But
the S stands for. Super excited.
We are Kryptonian for hope excited for it.
Yeah.
But comment below. We'll be commenting back. And until next time, I'm Ryan.
I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Andrew.
Thank you for watching.